हसरत है हमारी बाबा, कर दो वो पूरी आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके।
लेकिन बाप दादा क्या बच्चों से चाहते हैं? पूछते हैं ना बाप दादा क्या हमसे चाहते? तो बाप दादा यही चाहते हैं अब थोड़े समय में के लिए पुरुषार्थ के प्रारब्ध स्वरूप बन जाओ। बन सकते हैं कि पुरुषार्थ की मेहनत अच्छी लगती है। बनेंगे, प्रारब्ध वाले बनेंगे। अभी पुरुषार्थ कर रही हो, पुरुषार्थ हो जाएगा, करके दिखाएंगे। ये शब्द समाप्त हो, करके दिखाएंगे। क्या दिखाओ ना, और कब दिखाएंगे? विनाश के समय देंगे। इसकी विधि है, बहुत सहज विधि। अब मास्टर दाता बनो। बाप से लिया है और लेते भी रहो, लेकिन आत्माओं से लेने की भावना नहीं। ये कर ले तो ऐसा हो, ये बदले तो मैं बदलूं, ये लेने की भावना। ऐसा हो तो ऐसा हो, ये लेने की भावना है। ऐसा हो नहीं, ऐसा करके दिखाना। हो जाए तो नहीं, लेकिन होना ही है और मुझे करना। मुझे वाइब्रेशन देना, मुझे रहमदिल बनना, मुझे गुणों का सहयोग देना है। मुझे शक्तियों का सहयोग देना। मास्टर दाता बनो।
बड़ी मन भावनी मुरली प्रेम से प्राणों को सींचे। रसीली तान की ये डोर आपकी ओर ही खींचे, आपकी ओर ही खींचे। रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में। रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में।
Om Shanti. Stay in Avyakt silence and experience the double light, angelic stage. Become free from any burden of waste. In order to experience the angelic stage, become free from any type of wasteful or negative thoughts, words, and actions. Anything wasteful or negative does not allow you to experience deep silence for all time. Now, become free from any burden of waste and become double light angels. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakt Parivar. Today's day 3. Stay in Avyakt silence and experience the double light angelic stage. Today's topic: become free from any burden of waste. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Is everyone okay? Yes, well, very good. Baba wants us to be double light. One word which came in my mind about waste also is unnecessary. Is it necessary or unnecessary? Is it important or not important? Because if we have to look at our thoughts and the burden which comes from the thoughts goes into the words and then in actions. So how do I look at and how do I kind of realize and change it immediately or delete it so that there is no heaviness of any kind? Because it's very, very subtle, the quality of thoughts which come. Baba is calling it wasteful thoughts. But I also was thinking unnecessary. Should I or should I not? So as much we are attentive, watch and observe our thoughts in a practical way. Sometimes lightness could be carelessness, which we don't want, right? We want to be attentive. But then, as Baba said, do you like to make efforts or do you want to enjoy your fruition of your efforts? Now, that's also not very, you have to be very clear about it. What is effort and what is the reward or the fruition of that action? Sometimes, like we look at something, you have a nice fruit maybe today, and you look at fruit, you describe the fruit, you're eating the fruit, but only thinking of the fruit. So you're not enjoying. Its taste, its juice, its the health product of that. Because your mind is in the fruit. How much is it necessary to keep thinking about what we're eating? Eat good, but keep thinking about it. Now I'm eating, it has more vitamins. I'm eating now. So will it come? You know that it has good thing, but why intellect and mind goes into the object? That's not necessary. That is waste. So we are doing good things, but not necessarily feeling very light because it's not necessary. So thinking is so subtle and it has become like part of the habit of the mind. Right? Mind has to think that way. So this is the month of January where Baba wants us to look at our thoughts attentively. I can use this same thought for something elevated, right? I'm using 10 thoughts unnecessarily for a vegetable. Can I use these 10 thoughts for the world service? I always look at the value of each thought. If I have self respect and if I value, will I spend half an hour just looking at something physical and importance of it? Or I will do it. It's not we ignore anything. We need to keep ourselves okay. But how much intellect should go there? Or should I use that intellect to do some elevated service? And that is what Baba meant. Fruition is bestower. And that is cooperative. That means creating some thought, a quality or a power which is helping everyone. So you saw the difference between what is necessary, what is not necessary, and how much. I find it's lot of intellect and mind goes into circumstances, objects, situations. So what will happen? That's not fruition. So when Baba wants us to be light, and he wants us to be like angels, that means not only light. There are some people, they have light nature, right? They take everything lightly. But is it angelic? Or it is just ordinary lightness? Some have humorous nature, or they just change everything into, make it lighter. But it's not angelic. So necessary and angelic. These are the two words which I thought for after listening or reading this Avyakti signal. Is it necessary? Is this angelic? So that the personality becomes angelic, not only double light. And that is why Baba keeps saying double light, angelic stage. Not only Baba said double light stage, angelic stage or Avyakt stage. That means whatever is done, your stage is visible, and that is angelic or Avyakt stage. Because if that is not, images are not being created, so fruition is not there. It's effort. And Baba wants us at confluence age, before we go in real fruition of golden age, to experience that stage at confluence age, and that is angelic stage. Not only double light, because then our attention is only on lightness, but what is angelic? So Brahma Baba, he used to walk few times a day in the courtyard, seeing the activities, or go in the kitchen and food is being served, and he will walk around. But he walked like an angel. Just gave drishti, walked around. And so everyone knew that Baba is walking around like angelic stage, which is very, very important. So these two thoughts came in my mind and I thought I must share. One is necessary and second is angelic. So Baba is saying, become free from any burden of waste. So I changed from waste to unnecessary. In order to experience angelic stage, become free from any thought, any type of wasteful or negative thoughts, words, and actions. Negative thoughts, and then comes words and actions, negative or wasteful. So Baba says anything wasteful or negative does not allow you to experience deep silence for all the time. Somewhere, you find that you are disturbed. Maybe you are not peaceless, but you're the stillness, your calmness, that campus has moved a little bit. So this is what happens, that stage of deep silence, which is very natural in us, that is not there in a proper concentration. So anything wasteful or negative does not allow you to experience deep silence for all time. Now become free from any burden of waste and become double light angels. I like very much that once we had printed, given everyone, is Anthony had done a very nice bookmark. Susan is sitting in front because I know she got a lot printed, and I used to love, because it's very human quality, very little difference between what is angelic and what is human. Now maybe we should get it out and read it again for this month, one per day. There are 30 of them. Very different. What angel will think and what a human being will think. Even they both are good. But angelic thinking is better than a human thinking. So what we are trying this month is to be angelic. Automatically we will be double light, right? If we pay attention to that virtue, which I have to be using in our thoughts, words, and action. So we will find, and maybe from tomorrow, read one for all of you, so that whatever the change happens forever. And it's not today we are angelic, tomorrow we are not even human. Not human in the sense of our stage is fluctuating. Very, very beautiful topic, and good, we can churn together and just become double light and angelic. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sister Mohini, and thank you for your sharing. This evening, I have 3 questions for you. One is deep, the second is deeper, and the third is the deepest. So I referred to you for 7 days being underground, and then you surface and you are a different person. So I find myself, when I come in to talk to you, I'm aware that you want to conserve certain things. And I'm aware I shouldn't trespass on getting you to engage in that which you don't want to engage with. So today you had quite a relaxing day. And I want to ask you the question Baba asked us in today's Murli, and this is the light question. To what extent were you happy today? Baba asked us this in today's Murli. To what extent am I happy? So I'm asking you, to what extent were you happy? When I was coming in to brief you on what happened at the meeting this morning, I noticed there was I want to keep my happiness. Don't disturb my happiness.
There are a few things. One is, of course, my energy, but it's month of January. And suddenly people come up with, like last night, about a country, people's behavior. I said, why in month of January? we're taking on this, and it's not we can resolve it today. We might have to find solution, which we will, because we know it's a situation and we need to resolve it spiritually. Or as Dadi Janki says that snakes should be killed and sticks should not break. And I keep that policy when it comes to few people involved. So it's like you are, you really want to, wherever one is, being this month and attention on where I should at this time. Uh, but also I find there is another way through very subtle, giving lot of sacrifice to the soul who is not doing what is right. I'm just saying. And other is to see how we can change that. So it's like I kind of, so I must say that yes, I was happy, but also I start feeling that I don't want to go in those areas now. Some are important, which you mentioned, and which I know I need to be aware of. Because a lot of things like 1 year, 6 months ago, 2 months ago, I kind of faded away. I didn't realize that after all these few days, I will have gone let go of so many things. And so when I am kind of bringing back, I said, but that's not what I want to do now. So I was happy, I must say, but I could have been more happy. I could have been more happy.
Well, that's very honest. I thought you were teaching me a lesson that, do what I do. Don't get your intellect polluted by other people's things. Just conserve that intellect for Baba.
No,
Keep it
but
connected to
what
Baba.
happened that I was motivated yesterday when um, it was Bridgman Bhai who talked after Baba, or it came in Murli that Brahma Baba until last day served through words also. So now that keeps in my mind also that I need to. So I got Monday morning, Sunday is over, you start getting into your regular Baba's business, in other words. And I have like little bit of, like meeting is happening, so a lot of thoughts. Lot of thoughts means if we are doing something, let's do accurately on a proper level and utilize our time, energy. So I spent kind of few hours making a lot of calls and writing notes. And so I was physically exhausted, very exhausted. Then I realized why I am doing. So again, as I said today, that for me, defining waste is what is necessary, what is not necessary. And I realized that all those Kalavan and they, because they're doing whatever they can, and certain areas are very important that we pay attention to. So then again, as I said, that is it necessary or not? So I must say that, as I said, I could be light by saying, it's all right, I'm double light, right? So, but then also I have to serve because we are angels and we have to serve as angels. So I had been kind of combining different thoughts and doing, but practicing also in between. Few times I will, this Baba whole thing of that my deep silence shouldn't be disturbed. Now, what is that deep silence is what you are actually. Each one of us, we have that stillness and quietness, and I find lot. But then when it gets disturbed, a little bit, that means we have either carrying burden or, but again, as I said, you could convince yourself in many different ways by giving appropriate reasoning for doing whatever one is doing. Some are very mundane things of distribution of gift, right? I feel this is the time anyone gets little thing from Baba's Yagya means a lot. So there are certain things we opened since Canada. 8 months they were lying. So we thought this is the right time. And then when I gave, the souls were so happy. And I thought this is also passing on inheritance, So what I'm saying, lot of things we do, are they necessary or not? Am I light after doing? So I think happiness goes in analysis too sometimes. So from tomorrow I won't do any. and see if I
Nobody
can.
disturbs your happiness tomorrow.
No,
So my
it's anyone disturbed. I think that, yeah, it's one's own self we have to, it's only you have right on your own self. Right?
yes, of course.
So what is
My
the
second question, Sister Mohini, is a very a person. I wouldn't describe who the person is or the qualities of the person, but she referred to you as being one of the 8. And so my second question is a question Baba asked us today as well. To what extent do you have faith that you are one of the 8?
You have any doubt?
Me, I have doubts, yeah, because I always
No,
say,
no,
no, I don't have doubts, but I'm asking you. We see you as being one of the 8, for instance, but to what extent do you have that faith in yourself? You may say 100%, and that's fine, but I just thought of it to ask you that question.
I do get a lot of people say, but Brahma Baba one time, it was like we were in courtyard, lot was going on, and he came very near to me. You can be one of the 8. He said like this.
Yeah.
And just half a sentence. And it has stayed with me, I don't know how. But just Brahma Baba was standing and saying in my ear. So aim is there, right? And in aim, what happens, you don't try to be like anyone, whether someone is your senior but you just grow with your own capacities, your kindness, whatever as bestower. And I like, in my heart, if I have anything I give to someone, we can use, I feel very happy. That means I like to, whether physically, there is a saying Baba says, give happiness. So happiness is not like I'm smiling, you smile, right? But at the right time, what person needs, if that person gets, oh, I got it, what I wanted. It's another kind of happiness. So this generosity of heart and bestower quality, and so I will tell everyone, even you, everyone keep aim to be one of the 8, so that you do your best. Anything, let's say, simple example that we had been given in school or college, a essay to write. There is a competition. What would you want? You want to be on the top, right? So when you write, you concentrate, you write it again. I'm just giving example that if there is an aim, then we try to do best, not better than anyone. I'm not comparing. So when I look at in Yagya, and then I say, well, I can really develop these qualities more. Or my contribution to Yagya could be more of maybe love or maybe of sweetness. And so keeping aim for 8 helps us to do the best and become best, not because we're comparing with anyone, not because of my number, but I that's what I love to do. Your effort, quality of effort, like so much is happening. And if I can be detached observer, and from that attitude of detached observer, I can make some difference. And I enjoy doing very subtle kind of these things for Yagya also time to time. So what I suggest, yes, I have aim, and I suggest everyone to keep that aim and see how internally you will be enthusiastic all the time to make good quality of effort, not just pass time, A lot of people are passing time, They said they do their duty there. But even while doing it, are they giving a good quality? You bring the list of receptionists for me, I can tell you who is the best. Because the way they answer you, the sound they give, the feeling they give, that the quality of my everything has to be a good quality that gives you good numbers.
Mm.
Is it too deep?
No, it's beautiful. Of course, it's deep and it's beautiful. And I'm thinking that you start off with 100% faith the day Baba whispered that into your ear. I didn't even know Baba had told you that, but that's good to know. And you then lived up to that faith, because sometimes we feel we have to work so hard to achieve the reward that Baba wants us to achieve, but it's not in the effort, it's actually in the faith. That if I have faith in what Baba has said to me, then everything will fall into place. And it seems that that's what you're saying to us.
So one thing is, which is my realization in these few days, I was telling Bhumi, when everyone needs a spiritual booster every 3 months, so I should advertise now. Come to me, I will give you a booster. Why? Because some souls came and I was seeing they were kind of becoming like excuses, reasoning. Because of this, I knew that energies, because there is no reason for not doing. You could do it, but it creates like a whole net of circumstances. And they not see, I realize why circumstances come, because Baba is saying, if you're extending your trust or you're reducing it. Now, something in my life happened, let's say this thing, but someone's life was very complicated, very. And some or other, she had been serving in Avyakt Parivar, and it just became all right. And now there is another situation, and the stage is fluctuating. I said, actually, Baba is saying you had faith and you got it, and now you are losing it because of this. So Baba drama was giving you a chance to promote your faith. That means say, no, it's going to happen, definitely going to happen. I will definitely receive it. Baba wanted to see that result, but what happens? Our stage, a lot of reasoning. I can't do this because. So I realized, so when they came here, I make them realize why. Let's say somebody says, Sister Mohini, like they used to say in Madhuban, little Mohini, big Mohini, or they use many, many comments on us, but I enjoyed them instead of saying, why you say something like that. So this little boy, people keep telling her, you are becoming tall, you are becoming slim, you are so he was confused, what am I becoming? And when I saw him, he said, you look so good. You are so good. He said, you are the one person who said this. Everyone makes my comments on physical. So I said, that's one thing in life. Never be affected by comments of others, which in my life I never. And she's too serious, that's fine. Too humorous, that's fine. She's like this, that's fine. This is what you think, right? But I have to know and think what I am and where I am. And that helped this young boy so much in the sense of I have to be with what I am. So this kind of booster help this weekend I gave to few. So I said, because circumstances, I don't know why, has always effect on people's states. And actually circumstances have come to help you to increase your question of like faith. Because that's where Baba wants to see, do you really trust me? We keep saying, but I don't know. It will, but more difficult, very complicated you passed. And it was your faith and Baba's help. And why are you now losing it? Lot of majority of people, that is where Maya is, right? Instead of increasing, they go into the minus. And when you go in minus, naturally you will be not very enthusiastic. You won't have motivation. You won't be creative. You won't be bubbling with joy and, thank Baba for everything. All that start missing. That means less happiness also. So I constantly thinking on your question of faith, and I realized that majority of souls unnecessarily, because of circumstances, allow their stage to be affected.
Mhm.
So if we keep that in mind, another opportunity to increase the percentage of faith, not losing it or
Mm.
reducing it.
Mm. I don't know if I have time for the third question, but
Yeah, you have.
okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it now, right? Baba always talks about faith in the intellect. You should have faith in the intellect. And today, when I was doing this homework on concentrating the mind and the intellect, and if you concentrate it into this silence, then the two powers that would emerge would be discernment and decision making. And then, of course, this would be the solution to your problems. You have to concentrate these two. And from the concentration in the silence, the solutions emerge. But what I also ask myself, there was a sudden realization that we talk about pain in the heart. When we talk about pain and grief, we usually refer to feelings and heart. But the question I have, Sister Mohini, is there a pain that is experienced by the intellect that is connected to the conscience? So when that intellect, it doesn't have faith, when the intellect is not connected, say from the Copper Age onwards, when it started becoming stone intellect, was that and going against its conscience, was that intellect accumulating pain? Now, Baba talk about waste and worries, and I think that's part of the intellect. But is there a pain that the intellect experiences too when it goes against its conscience and against what it knows to be true? And that was my third deep question, the deepest of the three.
Ego and control and my name and fame. Like subtly, there is some kind of desire which is dominating your intellect, and you are doing things which actually is, in a way, lack of power of discern, and you forget. We should not forget it's God's task. And we should not forget that He is Supreme Judge. As much He loves us, that much He is firm with us. Dadi Prakashmani, she looks so loving, but I don't know how many of you know, she was like a Supreme Judge too. One day we are walking, I don't know, at train station, receiving somewhere. So, Dadi, can I go to Bombay for 2 days? I really want to go. No. She's saying no. So I said, just for 2 days. No. Now these days people disappear. They go to their lockings whenever they want. But I was never like that. I will want permission, right? Because from very beginning, if I have to do anything with my lockpick, even if I have to take trolley, if they will give me, I take. I don't just take trolley and go. Because I wanted to be trusty. I wanted my lockets also to receive something honorable. Then I just taking few days and just going and be with them. And I never like to do, never did in my life. So what I'm saying that there is some kind of subtle, which is very bad in the sense of you are so governed, your intellect, by that you are controlled by that desire. I want, let's say, my desire is, oh, I want to be like that again, which I don't have. But suppose I have. So what I will do is my room like Daddy. Am I wearing like Dadi? Is everyone listening to me like Dadi? So I am copying. I'm not following. There is one is to copy someone, right? Which lot of people do. Oh, this one has it, why I don't? This one has. That is one thing. Other is to follow. What was Dadi's intellect? How much love she had for Baba. So when you are saying intellect hurt is from that ego, which that person doesn't realize, but the obstacles which are created by what we do, only God can see. And I feel this is because we have taken something wrong, either to be like someone or to be overall in charge, or nobody could, I am the most best one, the boss. These are very, very subtle attacks of Maya in the end. It could be from it's the personality, right? I was telling someone, people like to be in front, and I always like to be incognito. And I'm always kept in front, push, 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 give more, give more. So I think that not be influenced by anyone's activity. Don't try to play anyone's role, and recognize what your part is. Play it honestly. So your intellect will be loving intellect, right? As Baba said, at the time of destruction, only love for in my intellect. Where my intellect goes first is Baba. Whatever happened, my intellect goes to Baba. One time I used to say, if something happened, first I will think of Dadi, Dadi Janki, or Dadi Gulzar. But my aim was, do I first think of Baba, then of Dadi? There were 3 Dadis for you, go to them. So intellect, loving intellect, whole intellect, divine intellect, pure intellect will go directly to Baba. At this time, to get signals from Baba, to get power from Baba is very, very important to have that unhurt, very, very free from desire, loving intellect, which can keep going to Baba, keep going to Baba.
That's very beautiful, Sister Marie. That was very lovely. I want to ask you some more, but I think I will go over time if I do. But I will ask you when I come visit you next door. A few other things with the intellect. Thank you so much. And Bhumi, we need to create something that's called Soul Boost by Sister Mohini. And for her to give us all some boosts.
Yeah, I will request everyone. Month of January, a lot of things will happen, but don't invest your time, energy there. We will fix them in February. We will be together, but don't try that, not get into any, even like, I have to spend so many times during day for the body. This inhaler, that inhaler, that inhaler. Our doctor called, we have more nice this inhaler. So you have to do it. But while doing, my attention is all on the soul. Oh, this is what Baba wants us. This is what Baba wants us. So I don't feel really very heavy about anything, and I'm able to do it. Because you have to take care, whatever, right? Whether it's a situation or body. But intellect is not there. Intellect is with Baba.
Mhm.
Right? So,
Thank you. Thank you.
oh, thank you for bringing out something. Oh, thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful, wonderful booster. So thank you, Didi, and thank you, Gatrapan. And I think we will keep it as a to be continued for tomorrow. How is that, Gatrapan? Because we don't want you to just ask alone those questions to Didi and we don't know what was the answer.
Okay, part 2 tomorrow.
Yes. So we'll do the to be continued, and you're not supposed to ask these questions without our presence, right? So
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so we'll to be continued tomorrow. So please, everyone, make sure that you are here in Avyakt Parivar to listen to more deep answers from Didi tomorrow. And of course, tomorrow is a Thursday, and we will be having book also. So tomorrow's schedule, Amritwela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. And as you all know, in January we are continuing Bhatti for whole day, so we'll continue our meditation. And then in the evening from 5 to 6 p.m. Sakar English Murli. Then Hindi series, Hindi series, then Bhog offering. Anybody who would like to offer Bhog, you can send your request to our Avyakt Parivar phone number, either text or WhatsApp 516-717-9171. English series and Avyakti journey. Again, to remind you all, whole day Bhatti is on in Avyakti Parivar. So if you would like to join any time, please do so. Give your time as a contribution, yoga time would be appreciated. Welcome to Avyakti Journey. Avyakt Murlis from 1969. Multi-million fold fortune and blessings.
Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of the 27th of March, 1972. 27th of May, 1972. Turn away from Ravan and be in front of the Father. Those who have the authority of the scriptures constantly have the support of the scriptures in their intellect. That is, they have the scriptures in their intellect. They have the scriptures in front of them. And what do you have in front of you? The Almighty Father. When they perform any task, because they have the basis of the scriptures, they perform those actions considering them to be the truth. And no matter how much you try to move them away from the scriptures, they will never let go of their support. In any situation, they will constantly say that they are speaking on the authority of the scriptures, that the scriptures can never be false, and that whatever is in the scriptures is the truth. They have that much unshakable faith. In the same way, you are those who perform all tasks with the authority of the Almighty Father. You should have this much unshakable faith so that no one is able to shake that faith. Do you have such unshakable faith? Do you constantly remember your authority? Or is it that you forget your own authority when you see the authority of others? You are those who are moving on the basis of the most elevated authority of all, are you not? If you constantly remember this authority, then in your effort, you will never experience the path to be difficult. No matter how great the task is, with the support of the Almighty Authority, you will experience it to be extremely easy. Before performing any action, keep the authority in front of you. And you will be able to easily judge whether you should perform a particular action or not. Because of having the authority as the basis in front of you, you simply have to copy that one. Is it easy or difficult to copy? Yes or no? You will automatically get the response by keeping the authority in front of you. Nowadays, science has created such machinery that when you ask it a question, it easily gives you an answer. The response to the question is given through the machine. And so you are freed from having to use your intellect. So, in the same way, by keeping the Almighty authority in front of you, you will easily receive a practical response to whatever questions you have. You will experience the path to be very easy. When someone receives such an easy and elevated support and does not take any benefit of that support, then what would you call that? That one's own weakness. So instead of being a weak soul, become a powerful soul and make others the same. By considering yourself to be an almighty authority, you're automatically able to imbibe three main things within yourself. What are those three things? By performing the drill of the intellect, you're able to churn the knowledge you have heard. This is also good. Power increases through that also. No matter what kind of authority someone has, even those who have ordinary authority have three things within them. Firstly, faith. Secondly, intoxication. And thirdly, fearlessness. Acha, we will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti.
लगता है सदा हर पल बाबा तू है अपने पास लगता है सदा हर पल बाबा तू है अपने पास जब जब सोचो तेरे बारे में गुणों की सुगंध महकाए तेरे प्यार की किरणें लहराए स्वर्णिम प्रकाश चमचमाए लगता है सदा लगता है सदा हर पल बाबा तू है अपने पास, लगता है सदा। शक्ति से हुआ है मेरा सफल जीवन, तेरी दिव्य शक्ति से हुआ है मेरा